I want you to picture this. You suddenly have a brilliant idea. Maybe it's an answer to a math problem you've been trying to solve. Maybe it's a unique perspective on a literary text you've just read. Or it can be a new insight you've just thought of yourself. Whatever that is, you know it's brilliant, and you know that people are dying for it. But that's where the problem comes from, because you keep overthinking the whole process, and you feel like people might judge you or criticize you for being wrong, or you think that you need more information before you can say anything. And before you know it, someone else expresses their idea that is exactly the same as the one you were thinking, and they get all the attention in the room while you stay unknown and your ideas hidden. Now, I'm actually speaking from experience here because I've written over 50 articles in the past few months and gained 31 followers so far. I also write fiction with several manuscripts under my hand, so I know exactly how it feels to have the urge to express yourself and to let your voice be heard. Now, to paint a more vivid picture of the situation I'm talking about, let me give you a more concrete example. Imagine you're in a classroom. If you're an adult, you can think of yourself in a meeting or a conference room, basically a place where people come to share ideas. And let's say there's a teacher or a host giving everyone a question to think about. And you actually go through your notes, you read the textbook, you pull out your resources, and you finally come to a conclusion. You have an answer. You have something to say. But the thing is, you still overthink your answer. You think that people are going to judge you or criticize you for being wrong. You think that your answer might be not enough, or you feel like you need something to back up your answer. And while you're busy overthinking everything, the person next to you raises their hand and they say the exact same thing you were thinking about, or maybe it's even less intelligent than yours. Basically, they've stolen your spotlight. You've lost your opportunity. You've lost your chance to give people something to think about or to let your idea out there. And that's the pain point, because you know that you are more intelligent than they are, but the fear is what's holding you back. It's actually not how smart you are, but it's actually whether or not you speak up and let others see your idea. The central point is this: staying silent is more dangerous than being wrong. Now, why is that? Let's compare between speaking up and staying silent. Obviously, when you speak up, there's a risk of being rejected, and there's also an uncertain feeling. You don't know what's going to happen when you say something that you've never said before. But the benefits far outweigh the cons. The first is a tolerance of rejection, because as you share more and more ideas, you will eventually come to a point where you've received so many rejections that it's just become a routine for you. You know to expect it, so you don't fear it anymore. The second one is an exposure to new ideas, because as you share ideas, people will share their perspectives back to you, and it creates a positive feedback loop, and that will make both parties grow indefinitely. And the final one is an increased momentum, because you can think of it this way: if you can do it once, you can do it again. And if you can do it twice, you can do it forever. On the flip side, we have staying silent. And although it gives you the comfort and safety that you don't have to confront the rejection or criticism anymore, There are also problematic issues. The first one is that you have an illusion of knowledge. Because if you think that you're good enough or your idea is already right, you think that you have the knowledge, but you don't want to share so that people won't correct you. That is very dangerous because you think you know, but you actually don't. The second one is a fixed mindset, and this builds on the previous one. If you don't share ideas, people will not express their perspectives back to you, and you will not receive any ideas or information from other people. So you can't see a subject from different angles, and therefore your mindset is fixed on the one belief that you're holding. And the final one, and the most dangerous one of all, is that there is a lack of growth opportunities. And it is also built off of the previous two, because when you have an illusion of knowledge, when you think you know but you actually don't, and you have a fixed mindset where you refuse to let anyone into your life, you can't grow. You're going to stay at the same level while others keep improving every day. And the fact that we have several students here ready to go on stage to deliver their speech, it's already a promising sight. And if you're in the staying silent group and you want to transition to the speaking up side, then there's good news for you. The only thing you need to change is your mindset, your attitude about this whole subject. It's this: the only way to test an idea is to share it with others. In creative writing, we have this mantra that also goes in a similar way. If it's not on the page, it doesn't exist. Well, think about that. Writers, we have a lot of ideas for plot, events, for characters, themes, for all these ideas that we want to write a story. But if we don't express them in words and on the page, then no one can read them and no one can experience our ideas at all. Therefore, they don't exist. I know you have a marvelous idea, a unique perspective, and I know that you are intelligent. But the one problem is that no one can see it yet, and you can view it as an obstacle or an opportunity. Please don't let your idea speak for itself. You actually have to do the heavy work of speaking yourself. And if there's one thing to make you feel better and more motivated about this, here's one last quote for you. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Thank you.